So tonight, put on some music, grab yourself a block. If you don't have a block, grab a heavy book and grab a couple of balls. I've got massage balls, tennis balls are fine, softballs are great, whatever you've got at home, lacrosse balls. And if you've only got one, not two, that's fine too. It just might take a little bit longer to work your way through it. But this is a really great technique for creating space in the body, for relaxing sort of tight muscles, for getting into all those knots and nasty places, especially around the neck and shoulders. We're going to concentrate on that a lot tonight. And what this is going to do is even out some of those sore muscles, but it's also going to help to create better range of motion. So nice just to check out how you are feeling initially by lifting the arms up and then taking them down and just noticing how the shoulders feel. Notice if they feel a little crunchy. Notice how easy it is to lift the arms and to take them down, and then interlace the fingers, turn the hands inside out, and just notice how it feels to take the arms back. See if you can get the arms past the ears. Oh, feeling very stiff tonight, so I know I'm going to feel a benefit from this. Okay, we're going to start off down on the butt. So you don't need the block to begin with. I'm going to come all the way down to the floor. And we're going to take the balls and just place them under your butt and into the juicy part of the peach. So to begin with, we're just going to take a little tilt of the pelvis, maybe a little circle with the hips. And if it works better for you to have a block underneath your head, then do that. And if you've only got one ball, start just on the right side. Beautiful. So then we're going to lift up the right foot and place it across the left knee. And we're going to begin with just some little tilts side to side. And so, as I said, if you've only got one, then that's fine. You're just going to have that onto your right side. We're just going to slowly roll side to side. If you've got two, you kind of get a little bit of a twofer. Nice. So just rocking that side to side, dipping that right knee down and over to the right side. Beautiful. And then come on up, place the right foot down. We're going to put the balls up a little higher. We don't want to put them on the bones. So finding your PSISs, so the little dimples at the back. The front ones are the bony bits and the back of those little dimples. So finding those posterior little dimples and placing them just sort of under there. And then again, little tilts of the pelvis. And so we're freeing up the glutes, because often if we've got tight glutes, we've got a sore lower back. We just want to make sure that we start with those big muscles before we work into the smaller ones. And then you're going to take the left leg and place it up and on the knee. And again, just little tilts side to side. Taking that left knee towards the left side. I might drop the balls back down to the peach, to the juicy part. Yeah, and feel that. So again, if you've only got one, just taking that underneath the left glute. Now, I do a fair bit of rolling. I teach roll and release at least once a week, sometimes more than that. And I do my own rolling. So I'm used to rolling around on the ball. So my muscles are quite used to it. I don't have that real pain response. But if you don't do it so much, then chances are you're wincing or bracing. And what we want to try to do is get it to an easy kind of vibe. We don't want it to be that we're making crazy faces and that the whole body's tensing up. So sometimes we need to play a little bit away from a sore spot rather than going directly to it. So let's take the balls now, and we're going to take them to our lower back. So we're sort of taking them either side of the spine and just sort of at the top of your yoga pants. And so here we've got a little bit of a back bend going on. We're going to start just by lifting the tail. And that's going to create just a little bit of movement. And then we can place our butt and our heels down and just take a little rock. Just a little kind of shimmy up and down. So good. Beautiful. Take the feet and walk them as wide as your mat. And then just drop the knees side to side. Yeah. And so feeling the muscles roll over the balls. And of course, if you get to any spots that are particularly tender and you just want to hang out there for a bit, then feel free to do that. One of the great techniques is to find a spot that's a little juicy and then just breathe. So to hold it still and to just allow the ball to sort of penetrate into the muscles. So then coming back to center and dropping the knees in and out. Beautiful. So we're going to take the balls a little further away now, so more into the QL rather than the muscles either side of the spine. We're going to start just by lifting one knee and then the other. And again, if you've only got the one ball, just leaving it on one side and just bringing that one knee up, maybe even holding it, take a little rock side to side. And if you've got a roller at home, often a roller can be a really nice way to start it. Because it's a bigger apparatus, it's a little bit more like a flat hand or someone using their whole arm, and the balls are a little bit more like an elbow. So a little bit more pointed, a little bit more direct, rather than a flat blanket rolling out. All right, lovely. We're going to come up a little higher now. So we're going to bring the balls about to where you'd wear a heart rate monitor. So for the girls, bottom of the bra strap is a fairly good measure for that. Now, if this is too much of a back bend, it might not look like it, but it certainly feels like a big back bend. If it's too much, you might take a block and place it underneath your bum, and that's going to take a little bit of that pressure out, or under your head, depending which one feels better. And here, just a little chugging motion. So a little up and down, head to toe, just pressing into the heels and rocking the body a little. And so we're massaging the muscles alongside the spine, muscles that help keep us upright. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come up a little higher now. So come off the balls, and we're going to bring them in between the shoulder blades. So we're coming into the rhomboids. So right up in between the shoulder blades and between the scapula, so that big wing type bone, and the spine. Now for these ones, it's a big back bend, so I'm going to take the block and I'm going to put it underneath my head. Takes a little bit of the weight out of it as well. And just little gentle rocks. So now we're getting sort of more towards the business end, if you like, the pointy end. So lots of us are quite sore and tight through this little region here. We spend a little bit too much time with our shoulders rolled forward. And these muscles in the back get a little lax, a little overstretched. So we're taking the balls in there just to stimulate, to increase some blood flow. And take the arms up to the sky. And we're going to reach towards the ceiling, so protract. And then we're going to retract and draw the shoulder blades back over the balls. So they kind of drape over the balls and really get deeply into those muscles in between those rhomboids. And then protract, reach away. And then retract, draw it back over. Deep breath in. Long breath out. So we can really emphasize the breath here. And those extra long exhales help us just to drop into that parasympathetic nervous system. And the whole act of rolling, of myofascial release, means that we're linking that body and mind. And we're drawing our awareness deep within the body, noticing what's going on, linking the movement, how we feel. Really nice way of down-regulating. Beautiful. And take the arms wide and lift the arms up. So like a little snow angel, arms come down by the side and then up and overhead. And you'll notice as you move, it's just going to change the position of the muscles over the ball. Amazing. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to come up. We're actually going to come over to the side. We're not finished with the spine. We're going to come back to it. But we're going to work into the side body now. So we're going to take both balls or just one. Mind you, it's like I was saying before, 2 together is like a hand, 1 is like an elbow. So often it's a little bit easier to handle if there's 2. So I'm going to roll onto my right side, and the balls are just sitting kind of under the armpit and in towards the lats. So the lats sit down the back, and they kind of, that V shape that we see, especially on men, it's a bit more obvious. And we want to try to push the balls kind of into the side of the lats. And then we're also getting into the side of the ribs here, into the serratus anterior. So just starting with a little gentle rock side to side. It's a great one. And this is an area when I first started rolling that used to take my breath away. I do it a little bit more often now, so it's okay. But if that's you, if you find any kind of movement too much, you just stay here. Take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. And when you exhale, you just see if you can soften and release a little more. And bring yourself a little bit more heavily over the balls. Now I've got the hand under my head. This is a little bit of a supported variation. You can also come and rest your head down, and that's probably going to make things a little more intense. So it's up to you. I'm going to stay up, I think. I think that's working for me today. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to move on from there. I'm not spending too long in any one place because we want to get through a fair bit. I want to really work around the shoulders. So we're going to take our arm out in front, and if you've got a block, you can use it underneath your head on either side here. I'm going to roll back and take the ball in behind the armpit, so back of the shoulder, in behind the armpit, and then we're going to roll onto our side. And just breathe for a moment. So the arms out in front, the palm faces up. It's a really tender little spot in here. There's kind of a groove in behind that armpit. And we just want to take a little breath. So all the muscles of the torso, when we breathe, the active respiration is going to expand the body and then contract the body. And so feeling what that does around the muscles, around the ball. Okay. So I'm feeling like I can handle a little bit more movement here. If you're not feeling that, stay as you are. Otherwise, we're going to lift our arm up and we'll take a little weekend at Bernie's kind of wave here. So keeping the elbow grounded and just as much range of motion as you can find comfortably. So we're not forcing anything. So there's that internal rotation, external rotation. Internal rotation is probably a little bit more challenging. And so just notice what's going on in behind that armpit. And then depending on where that elbow is placed, if you were to lift it up a little more towards the head, that's going to change the ball and the access to the muscles. So you're going to feel it in different spots. And same goes if you take that elbow down closer to the waist, that's going to change it too. So you can try all three spots. It's not much difference in, like it's only kind of a couple of inches up or down, but it's going to change things. It's going to change how it feels. Fantastic. All right, let's come off that. All of these are quite intense around the shoulders for lots of people. So take the ball out of the way. We're going to take our arm back behind us and we're going to take the ball to the front of the armpit. There's this kind of little squishy spot up here. And it's related directly, I believe, to our texting thumb. So we want to come and take that hand all the way back behind you. So my arm is reaching all the way back. And I've come down on top of the ball, head to the floor. Yeah. And start just with some long, deep breaths. It's a really, really great form of self-care. Even if you just do 10 minutes a day. You can just target different spots every day. Just 10 minutes rolling around on the floor. You can do it while you're watching TV. You don't need to be all that mindful. Obviously, if you feel anything sharp, then you're going to back away. But it's such a great little technique and tool. Especially we can't have a massage all the time. We can't necessarily get to a therapist, but we can do this every day. And if you do it just before bed, it's a really nice way of, as I was saying, down regulating, which means that you're already sort of drawing the awareness in. It makes it a little bit easier to get to sleep. All right, that's amazing. Let's come out of there. We're going to take that just straight over to the other side. So we're going to start with the two balls together if you've got two. If you don't have two, then just the one. Start with your block underneath your head for support. And we're going to come down to the lats. So it's coming to the side body. Both balls are together. Then we're going to roll onto that side. Oh my goodness. And so taking the balls more towards the lats, more towards the back. Oh, I've just lost them. To the back rather than the front. But you are going to get that serratus anterior as well. It says lying down, starting with a little gentle roll. And if you move around a little, you'll find a spot. So whether you have to go sort of forward or back an inch, up or down an inch, somewhere in there, you'll find, or maybe everywhere in there, you'll find sweet little spots that could do with a little bit of love and attention. It's just soft little gentle rocks, or just holding and breathing. And as much as you can on that exhale, just see if you can soften and give a little bit more weight onto the balls. It's a big ask. depending how tight you are. Just a couple more breaths in this position. All right, and then we'll come off there. Oh, just one ball now. And we're going to take it in behind our armpit. Take the arm. Oh, I need my block again. In behind the armpit, into that little groove behind the armpit, and take the arm out in front. We're going to bend it up, and then just little waves, keeping that elbow grounded. Amazing. So this is the one where, depending on where you move the elbow, down a couple of inches, up a couple of inches, it's going to change everything. It's going to change the exposure of the muscles underneath. If you find a spot that's particularly good, you might just choose to stay there, to pin and breathe, or to keep it moving. So there's no kind of right or wrong way to do this. It just depends how you feel, what you feel. It's got to listen to your body. And if you approach it like a massage, rather than as some kind of torture, then it should be enjoyable. Alrighty, so we're going to come to the front now, to that little, in front of the shoulder, and into that texting muscle. So just coming to the front of the shoulder, we take our arm all the way back behind us. We come to lie down on the ball. Amazing. And just little rocks, side to side. So ultimately what we're trying to do is to free up all the muscles in and around the shoulder and the neck. So we go, I always like to do glutes because most people are tight in the glutes. But then the glutes, freeing up the glutes helps free up the back. We free up the back, then we can begin to work all those little muscles around the shoulder. Find a little freedom there. And once we can relax the shoulders, then the neck will usually follow. We've got a special little massage for the neck as well. Nice. All right, let's finish off the back. So take your block, 2 balls and your block. The block for this one's going to go under the butt. We're going to take the balls and we're placing them kind of at the collar of our top. Or if you wear a shirt, the collar of the shirt. So hands are going to come in from above, and you're going to nuzzle those balls just either side of the neck. And we want to get in and under the traps. So those ropey muscles, we kind of want to sit underneath them so the ball's pressing up against them. If here is enough for you, then stay here. But if you want to lift up your bum and put a block or a book underneath, what that's going to do is send a little bit more pressure down. So it's slightly angling us as a sort of like a little ramp down towards the balls. And when we lift the butt up like this, we've got a bit more maneuverability. So we can press through the heels or rock through the back of the head and get a little movement. This is so good. I think I could do this for about 20 minutes. And then lift the arms up. Imagine you've got a great big bus steering wheel and just drive the bus. And so just taking the arms on this little drive, one arm up, one arm down, it's just going to move the muscles around the ball. Beautiful. Take the arms wide and then cross the arms. So hook onto your shoulder blades. Just take a little rock side to side here. And then notice which arm's on top and take the arms wide and then cross them over again. So this time the other hand on top. Little rock side to side. And then lift the head. Interlace the hands behind the head. And we can take the head and just slowly bring it from side to side. So elbow towards the side waist. Gentle rocks. This is fantastic. Amazing. Incredible. Release the head down. Take the block out from under your butt. Take the balls out from behind your traps. And now we're going to take the block to the floor. We're going to hold the balls together just at the base of the neck. So we're not really, the hands are there, but they're not really doing anything except holding the balls so that they don't run away. So we take the balls. It's a bit difficult with the microphone. So holding the hands together or holding the balls together, just pressing on the hands and then positioning the balls at the base of the skull, base of the occipital bone. And there's all these fantastic muscles and tendons and ligaments and things all at the base of the skull, all nerve endings. We're just going to slowly roll the head from side to side. So like you are shaking your head saying no. And then see if you can do that even slower. Super slowly. Oh yeah, amazing. And then from there, a little nod, like you're saying yes. Awesome. All right, so take just one ball and roll onto your side. Doesn't matter which side, we'll do both. And we're going to take the ball towards the back, but it's more now side of the neck. So you want to think following from underneath your ear and just rolling it back towards the back. So little roll across all those tense muscles. Think about the muscles if you hold a phone with your shoulder to the ear, looking after all of those muscles in here. You can feel it up and into the jaw. So good. All right, so you can do that for as long as you like. The next one, we're going to clench our teeth and you'll feel where the jaw meets. You'll feel the muscles that work that jaw. And you're going to take the ball, a little bit hard to do here with the microphone, but we're going to take the ball right to where those muscles are. You're going to open your mouth and then just roll the ball along that junction. This is an area we often hold tension without even realizing. It's not a position where you look particularly attractive, but it sure feels good. And so you can just rock back and forwards, you can nod, you can circle, whatever feels right. All right, we're going to come up a little higher. I'm going to come to the temporalis. So right beside the eyes. This is a great one if you get headaches. Just little gentle rock side to side or circle. Let your intuition guide you here. Or maybe you just want to press and hold. That's cool too. All right, I'm running out of time, so let's take it over to the other side. I don't know if you can see this ball from where you are, but it's unfortunately quite well chewed by my little dog because it must have got away from me one time. Okay, so neck, side of the neck, in behind the ear, and just rolling the head side to side. So great. Well, these little points of tension, if you ever try to give yourself a massage, it just never works. But giving yourself a massage with the balls absolutely does. Amazing. And then coming to the jaw. So once again, clench the teeth. Find that point where all those little muscles are working. And take the ball all the way there. Open your mouth. And just roll the ball. Sort of between the teeth. But open the mouth to give yourself space. So nice. Psychofacial. Relaxing all those muscles. We should come away feeling much younger. Okay, amazing. Temporalis, up to the temple. Again, find that little groove, little circles, little rocks. Notice the quality of your breath. Beautiful. Lovely people, we're done. Come on up. Let's just have a little sit for a moment. And just lift the arms up. Notice how it feels. Oh my goodness, so much better. And take it down and up and down. Mine was all crunching when we started. Now it feels really free. All right, interlace the fingers. Press the palms up and see if you can take the arms back behind the ears. Fantastic. I wasn't able to do that before. Lift it up. Nice. And then just take it down. Gentle roll of the shoulders. And hopefully you feel as good as I feel now.